Hey y'all, Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas Football here in Fort Worth with my Friday night, Week 7 instant reaction video on a wild night across the state of Texas. A lot of upsets, a lot of crazy results. Week 7 certainly delivered across the state of Texas. We'll get to it here in a second. First, let's talk about my game just down the road there at Eagle Mountain High School, where the Brock Eagles, number 3 team in the state in 4A Division II, remain undefeated at 6-0 with a 41-13 win over Eagle Mountain. Brock returns the opening kickoff for a touchdown. Eagle Mountain fights back. It's 14-13, 21-13. Brock gets a touchdown right before halftime to go up 28-13, and then a dominant defensive performance in the second half to pull away for a 41-13 win. Quarterback Holt Frazier for the Brock Eagles had a great game tonight. Looked really good. That Brock passing attack is going to be something to watch. A lot more dynamic on the offensive side of the ball with UTEP commit Colt Medlock out there on the outside. Brock's got playmakers through the air this year. Looking across the state of Texas, first, let's go to 10-6A. A crazy night out in 10-6A. We'll start out in East Texas with Longview. The Lobos fall to Forney, 28-24. Forney basically playing for their season at the moment with a loss to North Forney. You can't afford any losses in 10-6A, as you'll see tonight. It's a balanced district, so every win is massive. Jeff Fleener's ball club goes into Lobos Stadium, rallies back from a 24-14 deficit in the second half to stun the Longview Lobos 28-24. A huge win for Forney to improve to 2-1 in district play, keeping their playoff hopes alive. The Forney defense, much maligned, came up with 3 fourth-down stops on the Longview offense in the second half to stun the Lobos 28-24. Congrats to Jeff Fleener's ball club. A huge win. The game of the night in the state of Texas might have took place in Forney, though. Not Forney High, North Forney. As Rockwall Heath and North Forney, 2 state-ranked teams in Class 6A, staged an absolute classic tonight at Better Life Stadium. Rockwall Heath dominates in the first half, leads 42-21 at the half, and you're thinking they're going to pull away, right? Nope. North Forney, the Marcus Shavers ball club, rallies in the second half, outscores Heath 28-7 in the second half to send the game to overtime at 49-49. North Forney scores on the very first play of overtime. Great run by Corday Woodard to go up 55-49. Rockwall Heath blocks the PAT to give their offense a chance to win the game. 4th and goal from the 13-yard line. Prosper Neal finds Carter Zom on a ridiculous catch in the end zone. He loses his helmet. He gets popped. His helmet comes flying off. Carter Zom holds on to the football. Rockwall Heath kicks the PAT and stuns North Forney 56-55. A huge win for Rockwall Heath and Rodney Webb's ball club. They stand alone. That's right. Rockwall Heath stands alone at the top of 10-6A. Congrats to those guys. Also in Class 6A in the DFW Metroplex, you got to talk about DeSoto and Duncanville, right? Duncanville dominates DeSoto in the second half, 48-28. Quarterback Maximus the Great Denson. That's right, Maximus the Great Denson. You will remember that name. 7 touchdown passes for the Duncanville Panthers tonight. He dominates the DeSoto defense. DeSoto got down 28-6. They rallied and cut it to 28-20 before the half. They actually had a couple of touchdowns called back on penalties in the first half, but they keep it close in the first half. And the second half is all Duncanville. They outscored DeSoto 20-8 in the second half to knock off DeSoto 48-28. Big win for Reginald Samples ball club to improve to 2-1 in district play. 2-1 in district play. I had to get my math right there. And 3-1 overall. That's right. Duncanville, it's mid-October. They're 3-1. They only played 1 non-district game. Big win for the Duncanville Panthers. Now they set themselves back up because of tiebreakers. The loss to Waxahachie doesn't mean as much now because Duncanville, if things hold, will be the number 1 seed in Division I out of that district in Class 6A. So congrats to Duncanville. A huge win over DeSoto, 48-28. Some other big games across the state. Let's go back out to East Texas. Texas High knocks off Marshall 14-0 to seize control of the 7-5A Division II race. Great defensive performance from the Tigers. Marshall, the last 2 weeks, their offense just has done nothing. They have got a great defense at Marshall. The last week, they beat Mount Pleasant 7-3. The only points they scored were on a defensive touchdown. Tonight, they hold a dynamic Texas High offense. They hold them to 14 points, but they can't find the end zone. Marshall loses 14-0. You got a state championship caliber defense at Marshall, but the offense just isn't there right now. Congrats to Texas High. And I think if you're a Marshall Mavericks fan, you're wondering, what can we do to get the offense going right now? they're struggling right now. But that defense is going to take them a long way. They should still possibly get the number 2 seed and get to host a first-round playoff game. But Texas High seizes control of the 7-5A Division II race with that 14-0 win on the road at Maverick Stadium in Marshall. Out in Celina, it's been a crazy week in Celina for non-football reasons, obviously. We've heard about it on the news. But the football team stays focused on homecoming, knocks off a really good Sulphur Springs team, 38-14. Celina races out to a 31-7 halftime lead, and this just kind of sits on Sulphur Springs in the second half, for lack of a better term. Just kind of strangleholds that game away. Big win for the Celina Bobcats, 38-14. If you're a Sulphur Springs fan, you got to be worried about Deuce Timmons. Their star quarterback goes down, I think, on the second play of the game with an ankle injury, did not return. Obviously, it hurt Sulphur Springs offense quite a bit, but the Celina offense, 31 first half points. No notes there. Big win for Celina to keep that winning streak going. That's, I believe, 23 in a row as they improved to 7-0 on the year. Like I said, Sulphur Springs, I'm going to see him next week. The thing I'm going to be watching for is what's the status of Deuce Timmons going forward, because he's a big part of their offense, and without him, I think it really does limit Sulphur Springs on the offensive side of the football. Down in Austin County in Class 4A Division II, Bellville, the Brahmas, in the Austin County Showdown, knock off Sealy 35-20. Huge win for Grady Rose Ball Club in district play. That pretty much puts them in the driver's seat for a district championship, knocking off state-ranked and undefeated Sealy, holding the Sealy Tigers to 20 points. Very impressive. Bellville finally got the offense going tonight. This looked like the Bellville team that we saw a couple of years ago that got all the way to the state championship game. So you got to be really excited if you're a Bellville Brahma fan with that win over your arch rival Sealy, 35-20. A big upset in South Texas tonight in Class 4A Division II. The Rockport Fulton Pirates stun undefeated and state-ranked Cuero in a wild one on the coast, 57-56. Cuero led this game 41-21 in the third quarter. Rockport Fulton comes all the way back to knock off Cuero in a shocking upset, 57-56. Congrats to Eric Sosa's ball club. What a win for the Rockport Fulton Pirates. Finally, let's go to the Crowl Bowl in North Texas. Munster continues their dominance over their rival Lindsay in the Crowl Bowl. 49-28 win for the Munster Hornets. Great win for Brady Carney's ball club. Hey, Lindsay, Casey Jones's ball club is a good team. They were undefeated coming into this game, but Munster shows that state title pedigree with a big win. That's going to be all for tonight. Hope everyone has a great weekend. I hope you're watching Texas football tonight with Ashley Pickle, Greg Tepper, and Carter Yates. We'll go ahead and wrap this one up. I'm headed to Canada for Thanksgiving in the morning. Hope everyone has a great weekend, and we'll see you for Week 8 of the Texas high school football season.